Right, so just a quick little video. I was meant to get round to it but never did. Now here we are, another day off. So Carisma Gt24 rally. Mods I've done, obviously this body. This has got light buckets as well. So I need, but one of the bulbs is blown, so I'll probably power that off a separate little 1S battery. Right, what the car was doing, my friend found on one of the drive cups had some swarf and it was rubbing in the hub, which made that particular hub turn slower than, so if he was turning right, this wheel would want to drag, so it wouldn't donut right, but it would left because this wheel was dragging. Well, I looked right through mine, couldn't find what the problem was, couldn't find any. There was a bit of swarf on some drive shafts, which I did clear. But whilst I was in there, I've put 10k diff oil in the front, 3k diff oil in the rear, and instantly I put it on the floor, the thing works. It's spot on, it's even both ways. So if you can't find whatever I put it down to the diff gears, to be fair. Might be a bit smoother working one way than now the other, but the oil has evened it out. I'm waiting on the oil filled shocks, but what else can I say? Really pleased with it now. I did reverse it off the table the other day and it snapped the shock tower and the body posts. I was a bit upset about that, but I did have these when they first come out quite a few years ago. You had like the Pikes Peak Suzuki Swift, I think it is, and they never done the rally cars, and we used to race them on like a very low profile carpet indoors, and we had ropes that were about this high and never broke the steering on them, never broke the cars, to be fair. So one of my friends, he's racing them on a foam track, the Mini Z track, with the foam barriers. Now, the problem with these foam barriers, they're even more grippy than rope. As soon as you rub a tyre, clips that, it's going to 100% grip and it will literally just snatch the wheel off. So you've got to keep these wheels tucked in the body. But anyway, really pleased with this. I've managed to fix that problem with it. So I did actually, just a little heads up, let me put this down on the side. If you read the manual, I know this seems crazy because like, who reads the manual, eh, if you're into RC? Now in the manual it doesn't clearly state, but if you look in there, where are we? That is a bind button. Right, so if you switch your radio off, switch your car off, hold this button in, switch your car on, it goes into bind mode, the little green LED will be flashing. Then you can get your big Carisma remote if you want, and you can just bind the big one to it, which is fine. It is nicer with the bigger wheel. So I'm gonna, but the only problem you've got with the bigger remote is, this was the weird thing, is I've been driving the car on the bigger remote. Right, and I must admit, I was like, oh, I want to turn it down, I want to turn the speed down. Well, the little remote comes with the 3-stage power on the top there, that little switch, 1, 2, 3. This one doesn't. So, but in running it on this remote, when I come over to this one and I run this on 2, was what that was like, the power wise. So it seems like when you whack this on 3, it had more speed than what that did. Now calibration wise, I don't know how you calibrate this. I do know, and I was looking in the manual, I do know that it says something about holding a button down. So you'll plug your lipo in, you switch all your radio and your car on, but once the car's on, you hold this button down. So not like the bind mode where you hold this button down and switch it on. You switch it all on. So you put your LiPo in, switch it all on, and then you hold this button down. This light, the LED starts flashing rapidly. Whereas in bind mode, it flashes steady. Right? Because the ESC won't automatically register that it's got a LiPo in it. So apparently that's, check your manual, see if you can find out yourselves exactly what it's trying to say. But there is only one button to hold down, and that's it. Other than the bind one on the remote, which is there or there. So I done that, and yeah, I think it's on LiPo mode. What I was trying to do is I thought where I'd put LiPo in it, I thought I was getting this noise, the chatter out of the servo. But it wasn't that. It was just the, mind you, it's not doing it so much now. No, so maybe it has cured it. But then back on this remote. See, the trouble with changing the remote, there's no way of calibrating the remote, as far as I'm aware. So, although it works, that was like speed 2 on the little one. Anyway, that's about it really. Other than the little upgrades I've done, so that my body just sits on these rather than having clips underneath. I've got clips there, but that's to, if I take them off, I can fit the Subaru body. And other than that, I've got my Citroen body, and I've packed it out with foam down the sides. Oh, the battery tray mod. If you take this top cover off, cut a slot in it, you can put your ESC lead up through, and then when you put your battery in underneath, you thread all the lead up through, plug it in, and the battery fits in the tray easier rather than having all these plugs in it. Look at that size of that plug to fit in the battery tray with the battery. Yeah, alright, a bit of dirt might get in there. You could always put a flap of tape over it or something. But yeah, there's my upgrades so far. I hope this helps people with some of the stuff, especially the where it a donut one way and won't the other. All I've done is I put 10k diff oil in the front and 3 in the rear. You could go lighter than that, you could go thicker than that. It still seems to turn on a good enough lock with 10 in the front, so you could possibly go a bit thicker, and that's on a low grip floor. So you know, it works. Anyway, hopefully that helps a few people. See you another time.